In today's episode of Project Ozone 2 Kappa Mode Creative, we go to Venus and we also get into applied energistics. Let's get into today's episode. The plan for today's episode is to go ahead and get into applied energistics. Finally, by the way, we're finally there. Now, last episode we made a beautiful jetpack, but we also went to Mars and fought the Mars dungeon. And today my plan is to go ahead and go to Venus and fight the Venus boss, make the applied energistics system. We don't even technically have to fight the Venus boss. We just need to go ahead and get some carbon. So in between episodes, I did collect some refined dash, which we're gonna go ahead and take and put inside of our furnace. I'm gonna put like half a stack in there, and we'll put the rest in a creative drawer. With the dash, what we're gonna go ahead and do is, I believe we need to take this boy and compressor it down into plates of some kind. Yeah, so that way we can go ahead and make the next tier plating for the rocket. So the tier 3 rocket. So if I look here, the tier 3 rocket is going to require these heavy duty tier plates tier 3, which needs a compressed dash plus heavy duty tier 2, and then these rocket booster tier 1s. We are going to need a heavy engine, so we're gonna have to make that, and we're gonna need to make the new nose cone as well. Honestly, everything else here is not too bad. We are gonna need to go ahead and grab some stuff, but we already have most of the stuff that we need for the rocket. Okay, so now that we have the compressed dash like so, we're just gonna go ahead and make sure that we creative that bad boy. Also, I did grab a few things in between the cuts there, and yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and make the rocket engine. So I just need to grab the oxygen vent, and I think we're pretty much ready to go for that, right? So if I come over here and make the heavy booster, that should be everything that we need. Heavy booster is just missing, oh, we're missing the heavy duty plating, right? So we got to make sure that we dong this thing like so, make sure it gets all banged up, and then you know what, we might as well make a quick and dirty redstone torch, because we're gonna need that for the nose cone. And just like that, we should be able to make the heavy booster like so. Beautiful. We should be able to go ahead and make the nose cone. Perfect. I believe we just need the fins, which we're gonna make 4 of those. I'm just gonna make the rocket straight up. I don't think we need to like creative every little piece of the rocket. So if we come over to the NASA workbench and we come over here and go to tier 3 and we put the engine in, we put in the 4 fins, the nose cone, and then we put in our heavy duty plates like so. With the booster boys, we should go ahead and make the tier 3 rocket. Now I actually don't know if I actually need the tier 2 launch pad for this. I don't think I do. I think the tier 1 launch pad should be enough for this, I believe. So if we come over here and build this launch pad really quickly like so, and then place down our rocket, that should start to go ahead and fill up, I believe. Yeah, it's gonna take a while because this does take a lot of fuel. And just like that, I think we're pretty much ready to go. I didn't switch out these, but I don't think we're gonna be there too long. I did grab a dislocator charm and set it to our base, and of course, yeah, so I think we're ready to go ahead and take off. I don't think we need to, like, you know, make any suit or anything, so I'm just gonna YOLO it and just send it. And off to Venus we go. Launch to this bad boy. I'm gonna go ahead and hold space. I am taking damage, which is not ideal. Invalid thermal protection. Okay, so there seems to be a thermal protection that we need, but I'm not seeing it in the thing. We're back home now, and unfortunately that was a really bad landing. Aha, so I kind of found it. It's the tier 3 one, and I'm literally blind, I guess, because it was literally right in front of my face the whole time. So let me go ahead and make this. So we're gonna need 2 thermal cloth, and then we're gonna need some compressed dash. So compressed dash plus the thermal cloth like so, and it should give us the thermal cloth tier 3, and then we should be able to go ahead and upgrade our actual like suit thermal protection thing, which is going to be perfect. And of course, the way to do that, what? We need to go ahead and go into our thermal thingy and take it off, and then just slowly craft them one by one like so, and it should be good to go, right? So the tier 3, no, you don't upgrade it. You use the dash plates, and that should be pretty good. Now, am I gonna do this for all of them? Yes. Okay, fair enough. At least I thought you could upgrade them, but I guess not. You have to make all new ones. Let's try this again. C1 Venus, and let's try this again. Oh god, I think I messed up. Yeah, RIP that, and RIP that rocket, and I'm out of RF on my thing. Quickly try to fill that, and I'm also out of okay, am I gonna land in the lava? I'm not. Okay, perfect. Let me, quickly set this down. So put this guy here with our dislocated charm. Perfect. I didn't want to click that. Oh my god, are you kidding me? Hiya. Is third time gonna be a charm? Dropping for the third time this time. Oh my god, I can't believe it. We are now dropping for the third time. That is so despair, but hopefully this time I can actually nail it. Now that we have successfully landed on Mars, you know what, we're gonna go this way instead, and I am just gonna kind of dig down somewhere, and hopefully that we don't land in a lava pool or something, and we're just gonna get down quite a bit, and then we're just gonna vein mine and just hope that we can find the ore that we're looking for, which is going to be this ore right here, carbon. Perfect. By the way, that's all I needed to come here for, so we can now technically leave the planet, which is pretty nice. So let's get the heck out of here before I don't know, explode into fire. With this carbon ore, we can now take it and smelt it in our smeltery like so, and then we can take that, I believe, and finally make the inscriber for AE2, because I believe that's what we needed to make the inscriber. Yeah, the carbon wafers, which required carbon ingots from extra planets, which we now have, so we can now finally get into making applied energistics. Alrighty, so what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna grab ourselves a quick and dirty set of blocks really quickly, because we're gonna need to make a water pool to go ahead and get started with applied energistics. Okay, we are gonna need some fluix, by the way. So fluix can be made using the water with some charged nether quartz, I believe. So if we look over here, the fluix block and the fluix crystal is going to need the charged Certus quartz plus one nether quartz plus a redstone dust in a puddle of water. So I'm going to place down a bucket of water like so, and then another bucket of water like so. I'm going to go ahead and drop in a redstone, a nether quartz, and a charged Certus like so, and that should in theory convert into fluix dust. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna need a carbon wafer. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is take carbon ingots, which we don't currently have, but if I come over here, I should have some over here. Beautiful. And we are gonna need a comparator. So if I quickly grab one of those bad boys and then toss in here, that should in theory make our carbon wafer. So if I take this and then this, that should make my carbon wafers. Okay, so we should be able to grab ourselves a set of sticky pistons like so, and then make ourselves a quick and dirty fluix block like so, and then we should be able to go ahead and make our very first inscriber. We love to see it. Now I guess I could creative it, but I don't think I'm going to, so let's go ahead and plop that down like so. I guess the next thing that we're gonna need is a energy acceptor. Now, can we make a energy acceptor, or is it gonna be a problem? It's not gonna be a problem. We are just gonna need some fused quartz glass. I think that's correct. Let's find out here. So yeah, we're gonna need some iron as well. I forgot to grab the iron, but there we go. I cannot wait until we get applied energistics up and going, but there we go. So no, I am going to need quartz glass, and that is totally a different thing. So glass plus some quartzite dust like so. That should be good to go ahead and make some glass. Is that not the correct glass? Nether quartz dust or Certus quartz dust with some glass. Am I just blind, or oh, I grabbed powdered osmium. See, that's the thing. I cannot wait until we're being able to pull things from ME, because that's going to be like 10 times easier. There we go. Some fused quartz glass, and then make me a energy acceptor like so. Beautiful. And then plop that that guy right on over here. And I guess the next thing that we're going to need to make is a press, or all the presses that we need for applied energistics. So like engineer press and stuff. And it seems like this does not like when I type in press. Yeah, here we go. These guys here. So the calculation is going to need iron. We're going to need Certus quartz blocks. Yeah, it looks like we're going to have to do a bunch of stuff. So like diamond blocks and then gold blocks and silicon. So yeah, let me do that real quick. Okay, so I have all the bits that we're going to need here. So starting with the engineering bit. So we're going to take that and we're going to toss the engineering bit in here like so, and then toss a diamond in there. And that's going to give us the engineer's processor. Now, I believe for the calculation one, we're going to need some Certus quartz blocks, which is not terrible. I don't think. We're going to need some gold for the logic boys. That's fine. And we're going to go ahead and toss the logic boy in here. So logic will go in here with the gold. And we're also going to need some Certus quartz. So let's go ahead and get 9 of these and convert them into blocks like so. And we're going to go ahead and take that guy and throw it in here with the calculation boy like so. Oh no, it doesn't want the Certus quartz block. That's interesting. It wants pure Certus quartz, which is going to require us, so we need Certus dust and sand into a puddle of water to make the process faster, and the crystal growth accelerators. Interesting. So we can't do calculation just yet. So what we're going to go ahead and do is swap this out for that and make 2 of those. Oh, that's right. That's not taking normal silicon, which is not ideal. It should be taking the silicon, but it's not taking it for some reason. So it turns out it doesn't like the Ender IO silicon. So what I'm going to try and do is grab myself some sand and come up to our crusher boy and hope that we can get some, you know, raw silicon from this guy from Mechanism. And like maybe this will work. I'm going to take some sand and some Certus quartz dust and make some seeds and toss it into this puddle over here. I can't accelerate it with growth accelerators, but I'm just going to throw them in there for now while we try and get some silicon going. Yeah, beautiful. And then hopefully this will make what we need and we should be good now. So if I take this and toss this in here, beautiful. So we actually do have a bit of a problem here because this takes 8.22 hours. And yeah, to make the thing that we need to speed it up or whatever requires the thing that we're trying to make. And this recipe doesn't work. So I don't know what to do here. Here is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna basically cheat in some items here because of the fact that I believe that that recipe should in theory work, unfortunately. So yeah, I think that we should be allowed to cheat in the calculation processors because we technically did get them. The recipe is just not working for some reason. Alrighty, so what we're gonna go ahead and do is take our printed silicon like so, go ahead and take our printed logic circuit like so, and put one of these redstones in here. It is not redstone. What do they require? Pulsating chips. Are they all the same or are they different? No, they're all the same. I'm gonna need some ender pearls and some redstone up in the laser boy upstairs. Now that we have all of the processors, what we should be able to go ahead and do is make something called a storage bus, and that storage bus is gonna require we're gonna need an interface. Ooh, that's gonna be interesting. Mana infused ingots. Dude, we're gonna need these annihilation cores. Ooh, pure nether quartz. Ooh, I think we can actually now make the accelerator though, and that should help us with making the Certus quartz a bit faster. Yeah, the accelerators. That is not the one I'm looking for. Is it just called like a growth something or another? Yeah, the crystal growth chamber is what we're looking for. We have the calculation processor now. We're gonna need the growth accelerators. Oh, we still need these though. Oh, okay. These are quite expensive. They need the Zavikio ingots and they need mana steel, diamond infused. Yeah, that's not ideal now, is it? So instead of crafting the accelerators, what did I do? I waited the 8.33 hours to to go ahead and grow these up in the pond right here. Yikes, that was rough. Now that we have them, let's get them into a drawer, because dear God, I am not waiting another 8 hours to go ahead and grow these bad boys again. No way, Jose. Now I'm going to take the pure Certus quartz and finally be able to make our calculation processors wherever the thingy went. Where did the thingy go? And boom, just like that, we now have our calculation processors, which means we can finally move forward. Okay, so we're gonna need the crafting thingy-mabobber inventory panel from Ender.io, the thing that I tried to use a couple of episodes ago and like broke my world or whatever. I did have some of these illuminated inventory panels from opening these loot boxes, so that is pretty poggers, but we're gonna have to make the inventory panel if we're gonna want the craft panel here. So we're gonna need the inventory panel, which, oh boy, that is a very expensive thing. I thought we kept it. I guess I can craft another one if I have to. So I got 99% of everything that we need for the inventory panel, except for the nutrient distillation, which is gonna require us to make the vat. We're gonna need 2 vats, I believe, which honestly, I thought we had 2 vats, but I'm probably going crazy at this point. So yeah, we're gonna need a crucible, some tanks, some machine frames, some electrical steel, and a gold furnace to make the vats. We're gonna need 2 of those bad boys. And then from there, the nutrient distillation is going to be pretty straightforward. So it turns out you only need 1 vat to go ahead and make the nutrient distillation. It's just going to require a skull of some kind and some nether wart and then some water. That's all you really need to make your nutrient distillation. Okay, so nutrient distillation is going to be some water. Can I make this auto extract like that? I can. Give it some skulls and some nether wart, and that's going to make us plenty of nutrient distillation. So now that we have the nutrient distillation, we can finally make the inventory panel that we deserve, which that way we can now go ahead and make the ME terminal and make some actual progress. So grab that and the ME terminal. So we're trying to make the ME crafting terminal. This is going to require a ME terminal, which is going to require a inventory panel, and this is going to be a QED recipe for the inventory panel. So we're going to pop over here quickly and make this QED recipe. Oh, that's right. The QED recipe in this pack does not allow you to shift click into it. And there is our inventory panel. Now, do I want to creative this? I probably should, just in case if I have to make another one like later down the road. But yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and craft up the ME crafting terminal panel thing. So we're gonna need a crafting table, a calculation processor, the ME terminal, which we have, beautiful, and then we're gonna take that and upgrade that to the crafting terminal, beautiful. And then what we're gonna need next is some smart cable. Now I did some prepping in between cuts there, so that way we can go ahead and quickly make these. So we're gonna need the quartz fiberglass cables really quickly. Let's get a few of those and make sure that we are able to creative some of them. And then we're gonna need to make the ME cables, which is gonna require the fluid crystals. We'll go ahead and make a few of those as well. That way we can go ahead and creative those, even though we're not going to be using those. Let's go ahead and actually coat those, turn those into smart cables using some redstone and glowstone. And you know what? I probably should have kept some of those some of those covered cables, because we're also going to want something called dense cable or dense smart cable, which is basically allowing us to get more channels out of our cables, right? So these default smart cables can only really do 8 channels. However, the dense ones can actually do 32 channels, and the ME controller does 32 channels per side, which is pretty important, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and make some more of the smart covered cable, which means we're gonna need more glass cable like so. And then we're gonna make sure that we're gonna have to cover those bad boys with some wool. And then I believe we take the smart covered cable. That's not how we make them apparently. So dense cable is gonna require us to take this covered cable like so, and there we go, beautiful, lovely jubbly. Now we have the dense smart cable as well, which is going to allow us to go ahead and make a better network for ourselves moving forward. So I was looking at the ME controller and I noticed that we need pure fluix crystals, which requires another seed growth. So I've got to wait another 8 hours to grow this darn seed, but I think everything else is pretty much doable at this point. Maybe not the the osmium crystals, yeah, we're gonna have to go through all of mechanism and do like all of mechanisms like ore washing, processing. Oh god, this is gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, that's gonna have to be a whole episode in itself, I feel, just for the osmium crystals to get the ME controller. So we can't really get the ME controller right this second, but what I can do is potentially start setting up the system using some like storage buses and stuff. So like a storage bus, we can use, I believe 8 channels is what the energy acceptor can handle, I want to say. So the storage bus is going to require some sticky pistons, some pistons, and it's going to require this ME interface, which is going to require some mana infused ingots, some calculation processors, but more importantly, these annihilation and formation cores, which require pure fluix pearls. Oh, it needs pure certus. Wait, no, we have pure certus quartz, I believe, right? This is pure. Yes, this is pure certus quartz. Now, what about the other one? That was which one? That was for this one. What about for this one? Does it also? Okay, and pure nether quartz. I believe we also have pure nether quartz, so that is doable. Fluix pearls just require some fluix dust, and some ender pearls, which is not terrible, by the way. We are gonna have to get those things though, and I'm gonna have to figure out where I put all of my fluix crystals. Okay, I found the fluix crystals. Let's grab more of those. We are gonna need some fluix dust, so I'm gonna quickly come up here and throw them into the crusher. I wonder if the sag mill, yeah, the sag mill would be faster because we have the octadic in there, or at least I thought we had the octadic capacitor in there, but no, we only need one really anyway, so that's fine. There we go. And I believe we're pretty much ready to go ahead and start doing all the other stuff. Now, unfortunately, the drawer controller only has a range of 12, so we are gonna have to do some extra things to get it to reach the rest of these drawers. So we're gonna have to install a drawer slave. So let's go ahead and try and craft up the formation cores. All right, I need fluix pearls, so I'm gonna need some ender pearls like so. And let's go ahead and grab ourselves a ME interface. Oh my god, that's being difficult. This is why I wish we had, whatchamacallit, the bookmarking system, but we just don't have it, unfortunately. So we have to kind of like stick with this, unfortunately. So there we go, a fluix pearl. That should be easy enough. And then of course, you know the shtick by now, right? Put it in a drawer, creative it, grab a stack, call it a day kind of situation. I believe we have everything else we need on us. I believe we do. So let's go ahead and start making these annihilation and formation cores. They should be relatively easy. So there's one set, and then there is the other set. And then of course, you know the deal. We are going to go ahead and need to creative these bad boys like so. So 1 and 2 and boom and boom. And then there you go. Now we have those. I don't know if I grabbed them both. I did grab them both. We are going to need some sticky pistons and some normal pistons like so, and then we're pretty much good to go for the ME interface, right? No, we need glass that looks like some sort of glass. I can use any glass. Okay, cool. Mana infused ingots though from thermal. How do I get you? So getting the mithril ore was pretty easy. All you had to do is go to the nether and find the ender mithril ore and then cook it up to get the mana infused, and then cook that up to get the ingots. But however, you are going to need to upgrade your pickaxe to the manual, so that way you can go ahead and mine it. And yeah, now we have the mana infused ingots that we need to go ahead and make the interfaces, so that way we can go ahead and continue with making our ME system. With the mana infused ingots, we should not be able to say, hey, let's make the storage bus, right? So we're going to want to make first the interface. It's going to make one of those bad boys. We're definitely going to need those later for auto crafting for sure. So let's go ahead and do that. And then once we do that, we should be able to say, hey, let's upgrade that to the storage buses, right? Let's go ahead and empty this. I guess we can't really do that. So there we go. Oh, and of course it's not going to fit because we don't have enough inventory room. There we go. Do that. Perfect. And then now that we have the storage bus, we should be able to connect all of our stuff. Okay, so we're going to quickly need to make a quick and dirty drawer controller slave, and this is going to allow us to extend our range for our controller essentially in any direction as well, up and down, which is going to be really helpful for us, honestly. So if we count out 12 from here, so 1 2 3, so we're going to want to put a new drawer slave right here, and once we do that, we should in theory be able to go ahead and go 12 more in the other direction as well. well. So if I put this here, right, so it should be 1 2 3 11. So that should now technically work, and I'm gonna have to, I believe, put a storage bus on that one as well. So let's go ahead and grab some storage buses really quickly, and let's grab some smart cable. Now we are not going to be able to use our dense cable because our dense cable is going to require us to whatchamacallit, need more channels, which we just straight up do not have right now, unfortunately. So yeah, we're gonna take that and run these guys like so all the way across, and you can see once we connect this, it should light up with 2 channels technically. Now I am gonna make sure that I can access the bottom of this guy. Unfortunately, we can't do that right now, so let's go ahead and, you know, make sure that we can access the bottom of this guy, so that way we can also run stuff over there as well if we need to. So if I do that, I should now be able to come over here and run a simple ME cable underneath this guy, underneath our base. Hopefully I don't die to the power running out of our jetpack here. And I guess I technically don't need this power cable right here, so I can go ahead and break that, and then we just run our smart cable all the way across like so until we get to the other one here, and then that should turn on. We should see 2 channels being used. Perfect. All I gotta do is put a cable here with a terminal, right? So let's grab ourselves a crafting terminal like so, and then place that guy right here, and we should see all of our stuff, which I don't see. Like, for example, let's look for interfaces, because that's on this side. Is it not working? That is going to be a problem. It is not indeed working. I guess what we could do is potentially, instead of using that, we could use another storage drawer controller. So if I put down this drawer controller and then this one, I technically should now see everything in the network. I am not seeing, yes, we are now seeing the interfaces. Beautiful. Unfortunately, guys, we're out of time for today's episode. I'm so happy that we got our ME system up and going, but as always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching today's episode of Project Ozone 2 Kappa Mode Creative. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, ding dong that notification bell. As always, guys, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna leave you till next time. Bye bye.